Welcome to Academy Lanes in Haverhill, Massachusetts for the final match in the Pro Series Ultimate Ladder Tournament here in November of 2013. And to get right to the action, this match features Det Klein against Jeff Surette. And Det Klein is going to get it started right here on the left lane. And Det Klein with a spare right out of the box. Det is a veteran of the candlepin scene, as I'm sure you know. Many TV appearances and pro titles and so on and so forth. He really needs no introduction, as does Jeff Surette. Det Klein with an 8-drop on the spare. Det qualified for match play with a 701 in the 5-stringer, and he's got 2 spares to begin, so Det is quick out of the starting blocks. That'll bring up Jeff Surette, who I'm sure is also very familiar to you because of his stellar record on the pro tournament circuit. Quite a number of pro titles. Both of these guys are also regulars in the World Invitational Team Tournament and various state tournaments and the pro leagues. And Jeff Surette will be open in the first box. A nice shot for a 10. Nonetheless, Det Klein jumps out to an 8-pin lead by virtue of that spare 8. So Jeff is going to want to put a mark up on the board if he possibly can in the second. Doesn't want Det Klein to run away from him right at the beginning. Now this Ultimate Ladder format is kind of a popular one on the Pro Series. The way it works is that everybody bowls the usual 5-string qualifier, and then the field is cut to several groups of 5 bowlers, several depending on how many bowlers are in the field overall, and each group consists of a ladder, the seeding being dependent on the bowlers' qualifying scores. So what you have to do is work your way up through your own ladder, and then the winners of all of the ladders go into another step ladder to determine the winner of the tournament. So that's quite a bit of match play that you have to go through. And it also, there's a nice 10 box by Det Klein. He's got 43 after 3. So the other thing that's kind of unique about this format is that it really makes a big difference where you finish in qualifying. Because a high finish will, as Det Klein did, he was top seed in his first ladder, so he only had to bowl 1 match. And that 1 match happened to be against yours truly, and he really put some hurt on me in that one to reach the final ladder. Spare by Det Klein in the 4th, so he's got 3 spares in the first 4 boxes. And let's take another look at this. The way he converts this 4-7-8 triangle. Hits it a little bit full, but the 7-pin comes off the wall. Just barely takes out the 8. So that's going to give Det Klein 53 plus the spare fill through the 4th. Meanwhile, Jeff Surette with 20 plus a spare. And he will fill the spare with 7. That cuts Det Klein's lead to 6 pins. 33 to 27 after 2. Well, let's see what Jeff can do with this spare. He's got the 6, 7, 10, several pieces of wood. Not sure what he'll be able to do with this. And wow, nice bid there by Jeff. He got the 6 and 7, but he couldn't push anything back into the corner to take out the 10. So he'll have an open box in the 3rd. Jeff, as you can see from his shirt, bowls out of lucky strike lanes in Lynn, but he bowls out of a lot of other places too. He's quite in demand as a teammate. Jeff punches right through the middle, takes out the 1-5 in the fourth box. Get the head pin dead center, just plowed right back through. And wow, is that going to go? He almost converts that 1-5 punch out, which is really difficult. Getting everything except the 2-pin. And he will clean that up for a 10. Let's take a quick look at the scoreboard. Det Klein with a 6-pin lead, 53 plus a ball to 47 for Jeff Surette. So as Det comes back up, he's going to be working on that spare that he had in the fourth. Det Klein has many, he had many appearances on the Channel 5 Candlepin Bowling Show, and also on Channel 27 Bay State Bowling back in the previous era. He drops 7 on the spare, so he's got a 13-pin lead, 60 to 47. Nice shot for another spare. Let's have a look at this. 3, 9, 10, and you'll see he hits the 3 hits this piece of wood, and the wood comes off the wall and comes back and gets the 9. So that's 4 spares in the first 5 boxes for Det Klein. He's got 70 plus a ball, 70 half plus a ball on the right lane, and he misses the head pin, but oh dear, wow, that comes off the wall and everything goes down. Let's take a look at this. This is really a crazy strike. That 4-pin almost goes into the pit. As you can see, it just barely stays on the lane, but it comes back in and just cleans out the whole group. I don't know how to describe that one. Anyway, it's a strike in the 6th. Det Klein is really in good shape here. He's got 90 through 6 plus the strike fill. Jeff Surette, well, speaking of strikes, that's a real one, and badly needed to prevent Det from getting too far ahead. Jeff needs a good fill here on the strike. That's not what he wanted. He misses the head pin. And he's got 5, leaving the 1, 2, 4, 7, and 8. A little bit of help there behind the 4-pin. There's a piece of wood in there, but he's going to have to hit the pocket. Or at least hit the head pin. And he misses the head pin. So he will have 9 on the strike. That gives him 66 through 5. 10 in the box, 76. So Det Klein leads 90 to 76, and he's also got that strike to fill. So it's 14 pins plus the fill. So he's got a good chance to put some more distance between himself and Jeff Surette. And look at that, that 3-pin just kind of skated over a little bit. And he's got 3, 5, 6, 9, but the 3-pin is a couple inches, well, several inches further right than it normally stands. It just slid over and didn't move. 6 drop. And see what he can do with this. It's a nice bid, but he wasn't able to get the 3 to go over into the 5 since it was a little bit further away from the 5 than it's supposed to be. So it'll be a 9 on the strike for Det. And a 10 in the box. 109 through the 7th. Det for a number of years was manager or proprietor, I'm not sure, over at the Crowell Bowl in Stowe, Massachusetts, which was one of the mainstays of candlepin bowling in the 128 to 495 belt for a long time. Used to host for a number of years they hosted the MBA Massachusetts Youth State Tournament, and that was the site of a lot of great action during that period, 70s and 80s. And Det Klein with an 8 box. He has 117 through the 8th. Jeff Surette with 76 through 6. So he needs to he's got some work to do here. Jeff drops 7. 1, 2, and 10. With some wood that, well, it looked pretty helpful, but now that wood has rolled out to almost the end of the edge of the pin deck, so it's going to be a little more difficult. And it goes. The wood comes all the way across. It sort of went ping-pong between the two sidewalls and came over and got the 10 pin. And that's an important spare for Jeff Surette in the 7th frame. He would like to get a good fill on top of that. And that's not really what he wanted there, just 4. That gives Jeff 90 through 7, so he still trails by 19. Nice shot there, though, in the 8th. That's a clutch spare by Jeff Surette. Take a look on replay. He goes to the outside and converts that 1, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Very difficult spare and a very important spare. As we look at the scoreboard, 117 for Det Klein through 8 to 100 plus a ball for Jeff Surette. So Det has a 17 pin lead minus the fill. Fairly comfortable lead, but not really against Jeff, because Jeff is, as you well know, capable of doing just about anything at any moment. Det Klein punches out a spread eagle through the middle. He's got a piece of wood behind the 6 pin that might help him a little bit, but he's going to have to work this out. And a little bit off to the left, he punches out the 4 pin. So he's still got 2, 3, 6, 7, and 10. He's going to need an out here because he doesn't want to leave too many pins on the deck to reduce the number that Jeff. And you could see he was not. He said, "Oh no," he was not happy with that ball, but he got a nice break there to get out of it with a 9 box. So Det Klein has 126 through the 9th. He really was fortunate not to end up with a 5 box there. Really kind of threw a wild shot, but he caught the 2 pin, and that wood behind the 3, 6, 10 helped him a lot. So anyway, sometimes you need a couple of those to win a tournament. And there is a 9 drop. Excellent ball right there by Det in a 1-3 pocket, leaving the 7 pin. This would be a big spare right here. Really make it difficult for Jeff to come back. And Det is all over that 7 pin. So let's see what kind of a fill he can put on the spare. With 1 ball, he has got 136 plus the spare fill. And that's really going to tighten the screws on Jeff Surette and make him finish big. There is a nice 1-3 pocket hit once again. 9 drop by Det Klein. He's got 145. So we will take one more look at the scoreboard to show you what Jeff Surette is going to have to do in the last 2. 145 for Det Klein, and Jeff Surette has 100 with the spare to fill in the 8th. So he needs a big fill and then 2 marks if he's going to catch Det Klein for this Pro Series title. Good ball by Jeff. 7 drop, but he's got difficult. 2, 4, and 10. Piece of wood that looks pretty good. It could really help him convert this spare. He could make it either inside or outside. Let's see what he can do. And it doesn't go. He did what he had to do. He split the 2, 4 and got the 2 pin to go into that wood, but he just caught a little too much of the 2 pin, so it didn't really catch a lot of that wood, and the wood did not take out the 10 pin. He's got it for a 10 box, but that's 117. So that means Jeff is going to need a double strike here in order to catch Det Klein. He'd need a double strike and then 8 to tie, 9 to win, but he's got to start with 1. Then no, he doesn't do it. He punches through the middle, so Det Klein is going to be the winner of this Pro Series Ultimate Ladder event here at Academy Lanes. I don't know how many pro titles Det Klein has, but it's quite a lot, and this is one more for the veteran. That accepts the congratulations from Jeff Surette and the applause from the crowd here at Academy Lanes, and Det Klein is the winner in the Pro Series Ultimate Ladder. We'll take another look at the overhead scoreboard here, and you can see that Det had 6 marks there en route to the 145 game. Nice, really solid finish there with the spare in the 10th, and a 127 for Jeff Surette.